Hello and welcome to The Loop. I'm Matt Bruning.
And I'm Erin Frizz. It isn't often that we shut down an entire interstate for a weekend, but that's exactly what we did on I-77 in Cleveland last weekend.
The closure was necessary to hoist 11 concrete beams into place for two bridges. The bridges will carry State Route 21 and Broadway Avenue over I-77. 13 more beams still need to be placed. That work will happen during a future weekend closure.
ODOT took advantage of the closure to get other work done on I-77. Maintenance crews repaired guardrail, cleaned out storm drains, and made pavement repairs. Utility work was also completed during the closure.
Now, working on a closed freeway is the safest way, obviously, to complete this work, but that's not always an option. Unfortunately, last week alone, at least 2 ODOT crews were struck by motorists. The first happening on Thursday when this crew was working along I-75 near Dayton. The crash attenuator likely saved this crew from injury or worse.
Then on Friday, a crew working in the city of Boardman escaped injury after a driver plowed through the cones, struck their aero board, and fled the scene. ODOT workers were able to catch up with the driver and call state troopers, who cited them for leaving the scene of a non-injury crash and failure to control.
All of this as we continue to remind you to move over and slow down for our workers. All across the state, we've been preaching this message in an effort to keep all roadside workers safe. Our thanks to the Ohio State Highway Patrol for participating in a multi-state enforcement of the law. Over the last week, they wrote 586 move-over citations and educated motorists about the state's move-over law.
Paying attention on the road is important, but more so when driving through work sites. Over the last couple of weeks, we've posted examples of inattentive drivers to our social media pages. This driver somehow drove through a guardrail and landed in a creek along I-71 and the Southside Mecca Fix project in Franklin County. A couple weeks earlier, this driver made it around barricades on State Route 95 in Morrow County and ended up on the rebar being set as part of the bridge's replacement project. Please pay attention to signage and directions in work zones.
It's hard to believe, but we average 800 crashes and 3 traffic deaths every day in Ohio. And as we're entering the month of August, it's unfortunately one of the deadliest months on our roads. Now, the good news is, traffic deaths so far this year, well, they're slightly down compared to last year. However, the bad news is that we've seen more deaths involving pedestrians and motorcyclists this year. That's why this weekend, you'll see this message on our freeway message boards. Sadly, 68 motorcycle riders have been killed on Ohio's roadways since May 1st. You know, we can all play a small part in making our roads safer. So, buckle up, avoid distractions like your phone, drive sober, watch your speed, and be cool. Who knew?
Well, an ODOT mowing crew discovered this little guy, a goat, along I-71 in Fayette County. They took it back to the garage where the Humane Society was able to pick the guy up.
Great job by our crews to immediately grab the situation by the horns and prevent a bad situation. Get more ODOT news online at transportation.ohio.gov. Follow us on social media. And we always love seeing your story ideas, feedback, and dad jokes to loop@dot.ohio.gov.
And keep sending great videos just like this.